How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Stirring the Pot. Um, Gosh, man, got to go back to talking about this DNC convention that's going on, and I've been watching all these highlights, these video reels, regarding like AOC and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and all these other no-name people, and it just comes to me, and it's weird how these people are actually thinking that Kamala is actually doing something for this country. She had 3.5 years to do something, and they act like she's going to do something now. So I just had this video that I have with hearing AOC's speech, and I just want to give a little bit of insight on my opinion about it. And this is just a pure commentary regarding AOC. I'm going to have another one with Hillary Clinton and all these other people, and it just amazes me how they just like to blame Trump for everything. And they only talked about maybe 3 different policies. It's like one was like inflation. They were going to try and have the government take over the pricing of stuff, which is a bad idea. It's a form of communism. We all know where that leads to. Another one was about medicine, Medi-Cal, and all that stuff. But hey, let's get to this. Before we start, I just want to thank everybody. Just like and share. Please subscribe. I'll keep making them, whether I get viewers or not, because I know sooner or later I'll get somebody to become a subscriber. So like, subscribe, and let's get with this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision.
What vision is she talking about? To have pure communism? Is that what it is? To have communism, socialism here in this beautiful country of ours? No, I don't think so. But let's continue to hear what she has to say.
And thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership.
Thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership. Even though she was one of them criticizing Joe Biden after that debate, trying to get him out. And it's funny how they all did this dude wrong, and now they want to thank him like he did something great. He hasn't done anything great, him nor Kamala. I think people don't even look like they're happy.
6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City.
And you still should be doing that because you haven't really done anything for your district.
I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure.
You know what surprises me is that a lot of these people are talking about health insurance and all that stuff. And, there's people every day out there struggling the exact same way. I'm struggling like that, man. I can't even get insurance on my wife because friggin' insurance is so sky high, and I got to have insurance on my sons, so, my wife decided to make the sacrifice of having to step away and let the boys get the insurance over her, which I'm not too thrilled about. But if I was to do that, the insurance with her would have just totally wiped up my paycheck. So she could talk all she wants, about her not having insurance and all that stuff, and her family not, about their home and stuff, because there's people out here with worse problems than theirs.
And we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans, we were just looking for an honest shake. And we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone.
She really acts like people in her district in Bronx and the Queens, she really acts like those people care about her, and they just hate the hell. And how she got reelected is beyond me. But she hasn't done anything for her community at all. I mean, people are out there saying it, and nothing isn't happening.
One like me to elect them in Congress.
If you look at the background of some of these people, half these guys are just looking at their phones. They look disinterested. You know, the ones with the smile on their faces, they're just happy to be there and see someone up there like that. But if you look throughout this whole video, man, I mean, there's like no one is paying attention to her.
And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as presidents and vice presidents of the United States of America.
Okay, so what's the big deal about Tim Walz? He hasn't done anything in his career. I mean, look, he's been the governor of Minnesota for about 6 years, for 2 terms or something like that. And if you look what he's done, all he did was put tampons inside men's restroom because supposedly there's trans men, you know, and there's no such thing as men having periods. I don't give a shit. It's not scientifically, it's not there. Even though the Democrats always say trust the science, but yet they don't believe in it. And what has he done? He allowed his city to get burnt down during the riots. He didn't do anything about it. He didn't get no the National Guards out there or anything like that. Everything got torn to pieces. So he hasn't done anything great other than destroy his city and put tampons on. And Kamala Harris hasn't done anything but slip her way to the ranks of the government. And she's a DEI hire. We all know that. She hasn't done nothing in 3.5 years. And what is she going to do now? And everything that she is promising, it's all communism, man. It's socialism. They want the government to take care and take over everything. And that's the one thing that Ronald Reagan even said it himself. You know, be careful when the government says, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. And all they want to do is control, and that's what the Democrats want to do.
Here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class.
Oh, my heebie-jeebies. How's she middle class, man, if her dad was a professor and all that stuff? Her parents were like college professors. How? She's not for the middle class. She ain't for us. She put a good portion of black men in prison for simple little charges. So she can't turn around and say she's for the middle class people because she's not. Because if she did, she would have done something for us the 3.5 years that she's been out there vice president. So AOC and them, man, they just live in another freaking universe.
She understands.
Those guys don't even care. They're just clapping because everybody else is clapping. My goodness, man. These people need to wake up.
The urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
If you look at these people...
You know, 6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. Them in Congress. Precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed.
Okay, now she's saying out she's committed to do all these things. Why hasn't she not done this in the 3.5 years? Why? They could talk all they want that Kamala's going to do this, Kamala's going to do that. She's not going to do anything. They're saying all the things that supposedly she's done. What about the border? She was supposed to be the border czar. And look what we have, 9.2 million, 8 point something million people illegally in this country. She hasn't done anything great. She hasn't done anything. So why are these people continue to act like she's the second coming of Barack Obama, and she isn't? I'm not saying Barack was an awesome president, and Kamala Harris is far from it, so you can't even trust that woman for anything.
And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home. In Kamala Harris, I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working.
Better future. Socialism. Let the government take control of everything. Kamala said it, she's going to do that. There ain't nothing good about that. I swear, these people are just delusional.
Families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. I'm going to let this go on because she just mentioned Donald Trump.
Would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
Okay. What has Donald Trump done to make her say that? The dude, in his first term, he didn't take his check. He didn't get paid. He didn't want to. That's how much he loved. He didn't need to. Now she's turning around and saying that he's money hungry. He's not money hungry. He only cares about our country. But see, they have so much disdain for Donald Trump. That's all they could do is talk about him. There isn't any policies that they're throwing out there.
And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than.
Here goes the theatrical acting that she does. She wants to start acting like she's some type of preacher or something like that. This chick is fake. That's almost as me, someone calling me a Taco Bell. And if you don't know what a Taco Bell is, because I don't understand Spanish too well, so they say I'm a fake taco, so I'm a fake Mexican, apparently.
The woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love.
That was Jesse Jackson. He looks lost. He looks just as confused as Joe Biden being there. And he knows he was Trump's boy back in the days because Trump used to sponsor the stuff he did.
This country, if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people, all people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there. Ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending.
You should, because you really had nothing, any bills that you're supposed to make up, pass. You're dumb as hell. And every time when you try to get in these, when you're in these committees and you're doing these hearings, you come up with all these things, the same stupid questions over and over again. You just act like you know it. You don't. Shit, a monkey can do a better job than AOC in there in Congress. A monkey. I'm talking like Caesar, Canada the Eighth type monkey doing something like that. Shit, even Curious George, I could give it to Curious George, and he'll still do a better job than her.
But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living.
Then go back to what you're doing. If not, if you're going to be in office still, why don't you just go and do a job that you're supposed to be doing instead of attacking American citizens, attacking Donald Trump?
Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala and Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are a working parent trying to afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you. America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize our communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th, we will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you all.
Okay. First off, A.O.C., you're full of crap. Kamala don't care about the middle class people. Tim Walz don't care. They don't. You know, again, they're putting illegal immigrants above the American citizens here. Does she really know? Has she known anything for the last 6 years what it's like to struggle? Does she know anything after COVID to, know what it's like to struggle, to have a job? At least they were able to go, she got paid because she's in the government. But they don't know what it's like to be like me, some of you guys out there. She don't know. I mean, it ticks me off that I got to hear these people making it sound like Kamala Harris did something for the American people, and she didn't. And all she ever did was give that final vote that made all this stuff, the inflation, go up. They're going to go out there and they're going to give higher taxes. They're going to go out there, she's going to try and want to do price gouging, let the government take over it. We all know what happens in Venezuela. We all know what happens in Argentina. We all know what that happens in Russia, Korea, those countries that have communism. Those people are starving. A lot of people don't have the good stuff, and they live in fear. You know, some of these Democrats are so delusional, thinking that's going to be the answer. But there are people every day struggling. There are people losing their homes right now. There are people losing jobs. Companies like here in Arizona, there were companies that are letting people go left and right. For God's sakes, even McDonald's is laying people off. You know, if they cared so much, then why didn't they do something in the last 3.5 years? They can't. I can understand COVID was what made things go up, but it's only gotten worse because they haven't done anything else. But yet they want to make these promises now. She hasn't done nothing for the border. She didn't. You know, it's sad. It's sad. I'm just like frustrated. And I was a Democrat. I consider myself a Democrat my whole entire life until about 2004. Then I woke up and noticed that the Democratic Party wasn't the same party that I remember when I was growing up, the ones I follow. They're so radicalized, it's pathetic. You know, and if people don't think like the way they think, we're the bad people. We're uneducated. We're dumb. There's the smart ones. And for the people that's talking about getting unity together, they're only dividing us. They don't know. AOC don't know what it's like to be in our shoes. You know, yeah, she came from being a bartender. She worked her way up to where she's at today, and I'll give it to her for that. You know, but look at her now. She hasn't done shit. She hasn't not done anything. It's sad. And all these people could do is blame Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. It is ridiculous. Everything is Donald Trump's fault. But we were better off. Our economy was better off when Trump was in office than what it is now. And all I know is this. All you minorities, Latinos, Mexicans, Chicanos, just because we're brown does not mean we got to be Democrats. Open your eyes, educate yourself. Put your hate toward Trump aside and look what he can do for this country. Because obviously the Democrats have not done anything. And it's like they said earlier, in the last 16 years, 12 years of it was run by the Democrats and nothing's never happened. They didn't do anything. And when we did have it, we had no wars. We had gas prices were down. People were able to afford to buy food, buy their medication, go to the doctors. Heck, man, now it's like I got to pay $75, $75 copay. I have to make a decision. Either it's my medication, putting gas in my car, or buying food. That's where I'm at today. The last going on 4 years. That's where I'm at today. That's where my family's at today. And that's where millions of families are here today. Because if they really care, they would have fixed this crap a long time ago. With that, I just want to say thank you guys for stopping by. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. And hopefully once all this is over, I can get into some more reaction videos, like actual stuff that matters. Not saying this doesn't matter, but come on, people. Think with your heads. Don't think out of hatred. Think with your heads and with your heart. Don't think out of hate for one person. With that, all I can say is thank you all. Like, subscribe again, and deuces. And you guys have a great day.
Thank you, Chicago, for your energy.
Man, I'm just tired of this. I'm so tired of A.O.C, man. This is a freaking joke. These Democrats. Have a good night.